actually tell it. Thank you, Ambassador Robeson. Let's sit down, Margaret. And please, no questions until I am done. Chapter 1. New Orleans, Louisiana, July 9th, 1889. The Delta Mist was moored to the bank, running parallel with Tchoupitoulas Street. Matt Jensen showed his ticket to the purser, then boarded the vessel, a packet boat that made the run between St. Louis and New Orleans and back again. Instead of going directly to his stateroom, he stopped at the rail of the Texas deck, looking back toward the city of New Orleans, at the flower-bedecked ironwork trellises and balconies, and the belles of New Orleans, strolling the streets in butterfly-bright dresses under colorful parasols. Of all the cities he had visited, New Orleans was one of the most unique. Although it was an American city, it retained much of its French heritage, and although it was a southern city, it had its own unique culture, making it stand apart from other cities of the South. Aromas of food, flowers, and a perfume distinctive only to New Orleans wafted toward the boat. Music interspersed with laughter, loud guffaws of men and high trills of women came from a riverfront bar on Tchoupitoulas Street. The captain of the boat stood on the lower deck, frequently pulling out his pocket watch to check the time. It was obvious he was waiting for someone, and whoever it was late, contributing to an increasing agitation. Matt watched a cab approach the river, the horse in a rapid trot, then pull to a stop at the river's edge. A woman got out, handed a bill to the driver, and hurried across the gangplank and onto the boat. "Uncle, I'm so sorry. I was shopping and lost track of the time," the woman apologized.
"Jenny, I can't hold up the entire boat because my niece can't keep track of the time," the captain said.
From his spot on the Texas deck, Matt was able to examine the woman rather closely. She was an exceptionally pretty woman with red hair, a peaches and cream complexion, blue eyes, and prominent cheekbones. If one had asked her about her lips, she might suggest they were a bit too full.
"Mr. Peabody," the captain called. "Aye, sir," answered one of the other officers. "Away all lines. Pull in the gangplank."
Matt maintained his position at the rail on the Texas deck, watching as the boat crew performed the ordered tasks. Captain Lee had reached the wheelhouse, and once the boat was free of its restraints, a signal was sent to the engine room. Smoke belched from the twin fluted chimneys, and the stern wheel began to turn, pushing the boat away from the bank and into the middle of the Mississippi River. The boat turned upstream, and the great red and yellow paddle wheel began spinning rapidly, leaving behind it a long, frothing wake. Jenny Lee worked for her uncle as a hostess in the grand salon of the Delta Mist. It was her duty to see to the comfort and needs of the passengers who came into the grand salon. She also arranged friendly games of whist, checkers, and even poker for the passengers who wanted to participate. Over the past 2 days, the boat had been averaging 12 miles per hour and was approaching Memphis, 704 miles by river from New Orleans. She was passing pleasantries with some of the passengers when a loud, angry voice got the attention of everyone in the salon.
"No man is that lucky. You have to be cheating."
The speaker was standing at one of the tables, and the object of his anger and the subject of his charge was Matt Jensen. Unlike the angry man, Matt was composed as he sat across the table. Not so the other two players, who, at the outburst, had stood up and backed away from the table so quickly they knocked over their chairs.